Hi, I'm Matt Dove. The topic I'd like to address today is cloud use cases. Um, Many of you have mandates to look into the cloud, come up with a cloud strategy, adopt the cloud. But one of the hard things is what's the first thing I can do that is a benefit to the business, right? That actually has value, but also lets me start testing out and developing and enhancing skill sets that I have for my cloud tools. A great first use case is an archive target for backup data, right? It does let you get your feet wet in the environment, start understanding how all the different pieces work together within your cloud accounts. And then also it's a value to the business, right? It gets your data back up, the thing that's completely necessary for you to be able to secure, and it gets it into an offsite, off-prem location for you to be able to restore data in case of a disaster. So I'm going to show you how simply this can be done with Rubrik. I've gone ahead and created an AWS account. I chose a free account. It's like 5 gigabytes of storage. It took me an hour to to create the account, get the email back, create a couple of users, and in this case, I created an S3 storage bucket. Right, so we support all the major cloud vendors, Amazon, Azure, Google, Wasabi. It's an S3 storage bucket for us, right? So we need an object store to dump it to. S3 compatible object store. I've created this object store. You can see here it's an empty folder set for us. The process now to start utilizing that as a archive target is to simply point to it. I'm going to go ahead and create an archive location here. And you can see here we already have several archive targets for Azure and Google Cloud and S3, but I'm going to just go ahead and start make a new one. And from the drop-down menu, see you have a lot of different options. NFS, it can be on-prem, so it doesn't need to be in the cloud for us for archiving, but I'm going to choose Amazon. I'm going to, because I am the US East, that's where I chose and created my account. I'm going to use the standard storage. Now these information, I just copied into a notepad, so it'd be quicker to go ahead and get this entered in. But this is all information you pull directly from your AWS console. Enter in all my information here. And then for the master key, highlight only the information that I care about. Now, that's it. All that information comes directly from your account. You're just typing in the information necessary to create the ability. Now, what I've done here, one of the really key factors with Rubrik is we are security in nature, right? That we've founded on the concept of data backup, but also the security of that data. So everything that we do, all our data written into our systems are encrypted. It's encrypted both at rest and then also in flight. So now this bucket is dedicated to Rubrik. We have an encryption key. We are then going to encrypt all the data going to this, whether this is again on-prem to an NFS share or in this case a public cloud. We're going to encrypt it. This is now in read-write mode for Rubrik, and we own that data store. We're going to go ahead now within the environment. I have this AWS DoveTech bucket now created as an archive target. The only thing left to do is to create a policy that points data to it. So I'm going to go ahead and create a new data protection policy. And a data protection policy consists of three things. How often do I take it back up? How long do I want to keep it? And then what is the archive target? Where does the data reside? So I'm going to do something very simple here. I'm just going to say take it back up every day and keep it for 31 days. That is 31 days. So how often and how long do I keep it? The only part remaining then is where does the actual lifecycle management of the data reside? So in my case, I'm not going to replicate to a secondary site. You could if you had another Rubrik appliance and a DR data center. I'm only interested in archiving it. I'm going to go ahead and archive it. I'm going to choose the storage account that I just created. And now it's about where do I want the data to live, right? So we want data to sit on our appliance to do the fastest possible restore. I generally don't do a ton of restores beyond 7 days. So I'm going to say keep the data on my appliance here. for 7 days. Then I want to instantly archive that. So now as soon as that data is committed to my appliance, I'm going to archive that out to my public cloud storage account. And then after 7 days, it will age off of my local device and only live in the cloud. So very simple policy. I'm going to go ahead and create that policy. Gives you a quick summary, and then I'm going to create it. Now I have a data protection plan that I can simply add any kind of a workload to. I go to a virtual machine. Let's say it's a VMware box. I can do this based on any level of hierarchy within an environment, right? But I'll just randomly pick a box. You hit manage protection, and then you assign it. I just created a DovTech account. You assign it to the protection policy. Now there's no more job scheduling. I don't have to schedule the backup job. I don't have to schedule the archive job, because all that's done within the policy that I just created. All I do now is add workloads to that policy, and whether it's a SQL server or a Linux server or NAS data, I'm going to back it up and archive it out to that cloud storage bucket. So it's as simple as that to get started. The entire process can be done in 2 hours, and you are on your way to utilizing cloud resources. So I hope this was informative. Everything within that Rubrik ecosystem and how we manage data is meant to be simple and allow you to kind of get back to doing other things, right? It's a set it and forget it approach to secure, immutable file system that stores your data anywhere you want it to be. Thank you for your time, and I appreciate it.